It's good to be in your space again. This is the Actualizing International Network, and on this particular episode, I will be talking on actualizing your vision. Actualizing your vision. So, one of the things we'll be considering in this episode is we want to know what vision is, and I'll be telling you about the life cycle of vision. How do you actualize your vision? If you follow this life cycle and these stages, gradually you realize that you've actualized that vision you've set for yourself. One thing I like for all of us to say as a background is that if you have a vision, so long as it is God that gave you that vision, it is possible. According to Disney World, he said that if you can think it, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. That vision is not too big. In fact, tell people that if the vision you have is something that is within your present pocket situation, within your present budget, then that vision is not big enough. In fact, God is too big to fit into our small vision. So when you have a vision as far where you're headed in life, there are basic things you need to do. There are basic steps you need to follow to actualize that vision. So what is even vision in itself? I've heard a lot of people define vision in different ways, but the most common definition I hear people say is that vision is a mental picture of a desired future. Well, that definition is good. It's fair enough, but for me, that definition is not total. Somebody shared a story with me how he went to a talk session that had different classes of people of different ages, and he asked them to define vision. And then a teenager spoke there and said, vision is a mental picture of a desired future. And then he asked another person, a 40-year-old man spoke and said, vision is a mental picture of a desired future. And then in the crowd, all of a sudden, a man that was in his 70s, in his 80s, lifted up his hand. And the speaker asked him, what is vision to you? And the old man said, it's a mental picture of a desired future. And then everybody went sad. Why? At his age, what other desired future is he waiting for? And so that makes me define vision in a different way. For me, I see vision as what you are now as a result of what you see in the future. What I am today as a result of what I see in the future. What that simply means is that if the vision of the future you see does not affect your present, then it means that vision is not clear enough. Now, the mistake we make most times is that we believe that the vision is going to happen tomorrow. But we've also forgotten that there is nothing called tomorrow, because tomorrow actually starts today. If you visit a restaurant today, for example, you visit a restaurant, there's something they normally write by the door, or they paste it somewhere. They will tell you that there is no credit today, come tomorrow. When you come tomorrow, what will you see on the wall? You will still meet, there is no credit today, come tomorrow. When you come next year, what will you still meet on that wall? There is no credit today, comes tomorrow. What that simply means is that tomorrow actually starts today. So if you have a vision and that vision does not affect your today, that vision is not clear enough. Now, there's something scripture says in Habakkuk 2:2. Scripture says, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, so that he that readeth it can run with it. What that simply means is that when you catch a vision, you need to write it down in a place where you can easily go back to it, not a place where it can be destroyed or you can easily forget it. You catch a vision in the middle of the night, what do? You write it down and begin to follow the steps. Now, what are the steps you follow in actualizing your vision? It's called the life cycle of vision. The first step in actualizing your vision is what I call the revelation stage. What is that stage? That is the stage where the idea hits you. That's where God reveals to you what he wants you to become or what he wants you to do. It's called revelation. Revelation is vision received. And where does revelation come from? Revelation comes from God. Where there is nobody that doesn't receive revelation. It doesn't matter your religion or whatever race you belong to. So long as you are a spirit being, revelations are always released in the spiritual realm. And anybody that catches it, to that person, it becomes a vision. So we have the first stage, it's called the revelation stage. From the revelation stage, we jump to the idea stage. The idea stage is when that revelation begins to make a little sense to you. You begin to form an idea around the vision you're already conceiving. Then from the idea stage, you jump to the third stage, which is called the concept stage. Now, let me say something about the idea stage. At the idea stage, you must be careful who you share your vision with. Because at the idea stage, that vision only makes sense to you alone. In fact, a lot of people's vision have been thrown out of the window. For some, it's inside their flash drive or it's written in one piece of paper somewhere. Why? Because they abandoned it, because at the idea stage, they shared it with somebody who didn't understand the vision and they threw the vision away. Now, from the idea stage, you jump to the concept stage. At the concept stage, that's when you begin to build the vision. You want to find out what will it cost you to actualize this vision. You want to consider the social impact. You want to consider the financial implication. What will it take to attain this vision? The concept stage is where you begin to build like a carcass around the vision. The fourth stage is what I call the model stage. It's called the model stage or the experimental stage and all that. Now, I always tell people this. Never start anything big if you have never done it small. If you have not done it small, don't do it big. You always run a miniature of a bigger thing. You test it at the concept stage, at the testing stage or the experimental stage. You test that vision to see whether it will bring forth the desired result that you require it to bring forth. And then if you have tested it and you realize that, over and over again, it has yielded the result you expected it to yield, the next thing is you move to the final stage, which is the fifth stage. It is called the replication stage or the duplication stage. That's when you now explode. At that point, the whole world can see you and see the vision that you had at the idea stage now becoming reality. Basically, this is the 5 circle. The first circle is the revelation stage. Revelation goes to idea. From idea, it becomes a concept. From the concept, you test your concept or the experimentation stage. And from there, you jump into your replication stage. If you can follow that vision you have, following these various stages or life cycle, you won't even know when you actualize the vision. You just realize that everything is working at the end of the day. In conclusion, I like to say this. If you can think it, you can do it. People always say, don't build castles in the air. I tell people, build castles in the air. All you now need to do is add foundation to it and the castle will stand. If God gave you that vision, it is possible. I like to see you work on that vision and begin to actualize your vision. Thank you very much.